Today is a big day because I am 4 months on hormones. I couldn't be more excited. So, my name is Isabella Bunny Bennett, aka Rabbit from Steam Powered Giraffe, aka Christopher Andrew Bennett, which is my legal name. I am in the band Steam Powered Giraffe, and I am transgender, and I have been transitioning. It is 4 months that I've been on T blockers and estrogen, and the cat and the changes have been really great. You can't really see because it's a black shirt, but the boobs keep growing, which is amazing. I hear you're not supposed to have that much progress in that short amount of time, so I'm very lucky. Once again, I've had gynecomastia my entire life, so I kind of had a boost. That is where there's already some breast development in males. So yay! It used to be like a problem, and now it's so good. My body hair continues to lighten. Not significantly, but it's starting to become way more consistent now. It's all there, but it's so fine, and that's great. When I shave my body, I don't need to remove the hair as much because, for whatever reason, the hormones are working. I know you don't want to hear that, but that's that's the life of a trans person. So, yeah, I got a trans woman, I should say, I suppose. I guess trans men might want to shave their body. I guess anyone could shave their body, but yeah, usually I use a chemical, very gingerly because that saves a lot of time and it can last for up to like 3 weeks. So I do like the chemical stuff. Before I get like laser and stuff, which I might do eventually. But it's really great because the body hair is doing wonderfully. But you can kind of tell my mustache has not gone away. It's still my biggest flaw, I think, aside from my Orson Welles voice. But I'm learning how to cover it up, and I'm still like paranoid and just I can't cover it up. I can't get rid of it. So hopefully I can get some laser. I'm gonna try laser first, see how that works for me before going on to electrolysis. Just as an update, I mean, physically, not so much change. My butt's getting a little more filled out. Fat's redistributing on my hips and such. So, there's kind of a little bit of a frustration, like, gosh, shit, I'm going to start gaining weight, but it's in good places, though. Well, so I got to watch what I eat, and got to be more sensitive, and I really got to work out twice as hard, and yada, yada, yada. But the changes are really good. I feel a lot more beautiful than I ever have, and I'm looking more and more like a woman. My hair, you can tell, is starting to really get long. It's growing out, so eventually, hopefully I'll have long, gorgeous locks. But I do wear wigs still, and sometimes I just like it like this. I go out in public like this, and I'm sure people are confused. It's like, are you a man or a woman? I don't really know. But, even when I'm not, like, dressed, like 100% female, like, there's no questioning, like, if this person is trying to be a girl or not. It's still, even if I'm just being interpreted as a very flamboyant man or someone who's sensitive or whatever, it's like it's still liberating because it goes against the grain, and just being comfortable like that, it's okay. It's like it's a baby step, and it's very empowering. So I would definitely recommend it to anyone to just kind of dress like this. Like, these are all female clothes, but you couldn't tell. I mean, yeah, I have some boobs, but people are just gonna look at you and be like, I don't know, something's off there. But they're probably not convinced I'm a woman. But I have been mistaken just recently. Went to Disneyland looking like this, was called a woman. She tried to kind of correct it, but didn't, because she didn't know. And I was just very flattered. I was like, oh, lady, thank you for that. So that was awesome. So I get a little bit of that. It's been very gradual. It's been basically like, I'd start by wearing women's shirts, and then, maybe women's jeans. Then, when that happened, carrying my purse more and more. So you just gotta be, I don't know, sometimes it's good just to kind of go for a more androgynous look if you're not comfortable, going full stealth, or as it were, you know. So there's some updates on there. Mostly the physical changes have started becoming more subtle. Yes, I have to say that right now the boob growth is the biggest thing. Like they keep expanding, they keep getting more meaty and nice. So that's really great. A little less soreness these days. Sorry it's so intimate, but that's what you're here for, right? Hopefully this can help other trans folk and be enlightening to everyone else. What was I saying? Train of thought. Derailing! It's because I had some caffeine. It seems I'm all over the place even with caffeine, so I don't know. If you saw my last video, it was a Q&A, and I was in makeup because we were filming something that went really well, and I really enjoyed the makeup that I was using. Granted, it wasn't very animated for you guys, but you know, imagine me, you know, coming through that and being all big and stuff, and it looked really well, and I think I'm really gonna use that makeup. It shapes my face. It takes it into a more feminine zone, and I think I need that for the character because seeing pictures and stuff, I'm very intense, and you know that's very sexy for a man, and it's very like grim and awesome looking, but it looks a little harsh for a female character. That's up to interpretation, but I think really feminizing the face and kind of overdoing it under the stage lighting and in my big expressions is probably going to make it a lot more softer and just read a little bit better. So I think I'm onto something. We'll check that out for the next couple shows. Check for pictures, I suppose. Gosh, I lost my train of thought, and I thought I was going to be able to get back on to it, but sorry, I've been like video gaming it up. Like Dragon Age Inquisition just came out last night, and that's really fun. It has a multiplayer thing that's similar to Mass Effect 3, and I love it. And I've been playing Warlords of Draenor with my WoW guild. I run a WoW guild. It's roleplay friendly, and we've been taking strides to, like, you know, get our name out there. It's called the Savage Pint Guild. You can look it up on Engine. Yeah, it's on Wormrest Accord, roleplay. So yeah, it's pretty cool. 18 and up only though. Yeah, so I've been having a lot of fun with games, and I've been traveling a lot and doing all sorts of stuff. It's been really great for me. Been going to the trans group more and more, meeting a lot of cool people, which has just been amazing. I mean, there's some pretty serious topics in these discussion groups, but even if they're sad and I'm kind of getting like emotionally charged by them in negative ways, I'm also getting something positive out of it. There's just a relief to know that you're not alone in this. And yes, it is kind of daunting to just keep being reminded of how horrible it can be, you know, being trans and the struggles that we have to go through. But it's empowering. I mean, you know, everyone's really, really, really there to offer support and, you know, get support. And yeah, I mean, just meeting so many cool people. I just can't even, like, I had gone like a year ago, but the band just picked up, and I had so many things I was going on. I just didn't. But now that I'm taking hormones and, you know, pushing forward with my transition beyond the character, I thought it was really integral that I start showing up more, and that's been great. So definitely helping me, and more. Always steals the show, don't you, sandwiches? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You're a show stealer. You're a show. She wants my lap. She's like, Mom, give me your lap. She's a cutie. Oh, she just wants to jump up on her. Why'd you do that? You could have just jumped up there rather than. Ugh. Whatever. Yeah. Now she wants to play. She's so adorable. You don't even know. Look. Okay, anyway, that's my kitty, Sandwiches. She's a sweetheart. She's more like a dog than a cat, really. Yeah, she guest stars in a lot of these vlogs. So yeah, things have been going pretty well. I'm a little nervous. Tomorrow I'm going out in full garb, in full femme. I do that. Like at BlizzCon, I was a woman the entire time. Even in downtown Disney and stuff. Carissa and I got called dykes, and dirty looks, and because we were holding hands, and then, but people also treated us like ladies, and it was awesome, and I was getting hit on by a bunch of nerds, and it felt great to just be me, and being at BlizzCon, it was just, yeah, my people, they're my people. So that's been awesome, and I really just, it's hard to go out and not be myself anymore, and it's just, especially going to the trans group in Femme, it's just like, it's so empowering, just so, it's me, and yeah, it takes a lot more effort, with makeup and stuff, but I'm getting there. So tomorrow I think I want to do that. I'm just spending some time with Carissa before I have to head out to Kansas this week, so gonna go see some movies and stuff, and that should be fun. But yeah, it's really hard. I mean, there's the fear. There's so much fear in everything that a trans person needs to do. It's like it never goes away. I don't know if it gets easier. You kind of need to just avoid thinking about it or not letting it affect you. It's like you need to understand and recognize the fear, but you can't let it control you. It's like, because it's always there, and I don't know. I'm not putting myself into too compromising of positions. I have it a little bit nicer than other folks, just in my living situation. So I do try to keep that in mind. That I'm lucky. I'm one of the lucky ones. But I think there's just a warped way of thinking where I'm just, that. It's kind of a mentality of like, oh, I don't care if I get dirty looks. I just don't want to be killed, like I'm like you compromising. Like I know I'm a freak walking out here, but I just, don't fucking hurt me. Just, insult me or whatever, but just I don't want to get hurt, which is really fucking like wrong. Like that. Why do I have that mentality? It's like that I'm not even a person, that, and that's what sucks. It's like, yeah, I don't feel like a person. I feel like I'm less than a woman, which, women already get treated like shit in some situations. It's like, man, it fucking sucks. And I'm anticipating a lot of this. I haven't had too much of a bad experience, just here and there. And it's, since I'm always at conventions and stuff, and people are in costumes, it's usually just, oh, you're just dressed up because you're at the convention. And, I'll have like Starbucks personnel like looking at my boobs and say, sorry, just looking at your boobs. They're really big. Like, understanding that, oh, I'm a guy, I must be in a cosplay and this is all fucking hilarious. So, but I'm not. I'm just like a normal fucking person. So, I haven't gotten the worst of it, right? I keep saying, the storms are coming, and I hate like trying to predict it, but it's like, the YouTube comments are getting more vicious. There is a lot of transphobic stuff going on, especially by people who say they are not transphobic. I don't know if I've brought this up before, but you can look at some of the comments, and yes, there's some stuff that is just very like, there's some haters, and they're gonna look. That's not as like, it's not as hurtful, like, yeah, it sucks, but the stuff that gets to me is definitely the people who continually to say, you messed up your character by doing this. I support you, Bunny, but in your transition, I have nothing against it, but you shouldn't have changed the character. I know trans people, and they would have been okay playing the other gender. And it's like, maybe that's my fault. Maybe I did ruin the character, but the character is trans too. The character was trans the first time I went out and had jealousy because Upgrade got to be the pretty one. Like, for me, the character is mine, and I'm going to do what I want to with it. And I know, in a fandom, you're not supposed to really say that. It's like, oh, it's owned by the fans, but it's like, if the fans created all these stories and stuff and just took it wherever they wanted to, it's like, well, what are we here for? There's definitely some great worlds to play with, and we want to encourage people to create their own inventions and stuff in this universe, and you can do whatever you want, fan fiction, yada yada, but there comes a time where it's like, we have to own the characters. And that's not so much like, I know that's not a transgendered issue, but it is. Like, yeah, it's fine, you have, there's a possessiveness that, fans in particular have over Rabbit, and I understand that, but they're being transphobic. Well, I guess I could say you as if I'm talking to them. You're being transphobic by saying you support me, but do not support the character's transition. And I think some of that, the fault lies on us. I think initially we have been way too like, we kind of didn't, it's not that we're kind of ignoring it, like, oh, this is just the crazy member that, we're just letting this person do whatever they want because they're so, eccentric, and it's like we're just putting up with it. But it's come off that way because we wanted to not draw attention to it initially. We wanted to just be cool with it. And that's great. Like, I didn't want to draw attention to it either. But I think in doing so, maybe it is creating this element of I'm just doing whatever the hell I want. And this is going against the grain and going against the grand scheme and idea of steam-powered giraffe. And that's just not the case. To be able to show that to our audience, though, in our limited available media is tough. Like, the videos that you've seen Rabbit in are they're not the best representations of what the live show is. You know, I'll Rust With You, it's a very fluid song, not very robotic. And, you know, the Daft Punk video, it's the Daft Punk video, it's kind of like, it's not the best representation of the character. The character is trans and has a story to tell. What the band and I have done and what we're working on is a song to visit those ideas. I think we have to, because this issue is so hot right now and it's trending and we can't just say nothing. We can't just act like, you know, there's this black sheep in the family. And that's not the case, but I don't want it to ever feel like that, and I don't think anyone else wants to. It's like, we need to make a statement about this, and it's not like we need to be very preachy. The statement to be made should be, I am just a normal person, I'm just living my life, and I'm an okay person. I'm not trying to push my agenda and telling people, you have to accept trans people. What I want to do is show you what the character's going through, because the character's going through similar things to what I'm going through. And this has taken a lot of thought on my behalf. I've come up with a song, and we'll share it hopefully soon. Definitely we have a lot of projects in the works, but I really think it's time to evolve the characters. Spine, Hatchworth, and Rabbit, I think they need some third dimension to them more. You know, the act is very fun, it's great and all, but when you have this trans character, it has to embody that somehow. And I want to push that and make that apparent without being preachy, if that makes sense. You know, I'm always so there's always that worry, like, am I going to do it right? And but ultimately, I have the idea, I have a passion, and there is pain in what I create, and a lot of this, you know, stuff that artists make that is good, there's some suffering in there. So I feel confident that if I express myself, we'll be able to rein it in and create a piece of work that will speak to people. Isn't that really annoying? Look at that, just the tiniest bit of microphone nib right there. It's like, I'll just push that down. So yeah, I've droned on long enough, but I hope this gives you a great update. 4 months. Thank you for joining me. I will try to make some more consistent updates. I've been busy, as you can imagine, but we'll check in. I forgot to mention the biggest changes so far since the 2 weeks, that was the last one since then, and now it's 4 months, has been emotional. And, you know, what I just told you about, that's a big part of that. Yeah, I'm a little more, I don't know, to put in so many words, crying over stupid stuff. I'm not like a mess all the time, but there's a sensitivity there. It's kind of opening up some floodgates, which is great. I don't want to say I'm acting like a woman because that seems sexist, but literally I'm more in tune with my emotions than I have been. I'm always been someone that's wanted to confront the emotions, but I never knew how to deal with them. And honestly, like, letting those feelings come over you, like, you know, to near crying or feeling the urge, you know, that's a good feeling. And being able to embrace that without any trace of, oh, I'm less of a man or something, you know, that's great. And, you know, men shouldn't feel that way either, but it's definitely really eye-opening. Hopefully in the next video I'll be able to elaborate on that. Just the experience of being man and woman is something that I'm probably, you know, I really should cherish. But more on that later. It's a whole nother discussion. And we have a lot of videos. We're probably going to be doing this for quite some time. So thank you for joining me. I love you all. Thank you so much for all your support. And I'll talk to you soon.